Alright guys, how's it going? I know it's been a little while since my last video, but we got a new project in the shop here, if you can't see. We got some stuff going on over there too. I had to pull the engine out of the LS car, but we'll get to that later. So this is our new project car. It is a flood damaged totaled vehicle from Hurricane Harvey down in Houston, Texas. It is a 2013 Scion FRS with a bunch of Toyota badges and whatever else the guy did to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a quick walk around the car. I'll show you pretty much how it showed up and what's all missing, what all needs to be fixed, and where we're gonna go from there. So initially, when the car showed up, it had a dead battery. So I went ahead and I pulled the battery out. The airbox wasn't really in. As you can see, whoever owned the car before put some pulleys on it. And he must have had some suspension and an exhaust that he really liked, because the stock suspension's not even like bolted in, and there's no headers or anything underneath the car. So, and it appears that this guy was part of the Houston 86 Club. So maybe somebody watching this video knows the person who owned this car, or may know a little bit more about it than what I do. And he obviously did some track days because it's got some numbers on the side. And he had the interior pretty well stripped out. I do have a lot of the interior parts, but none of it was bolted down. So when the car arrived late last night, I kind of went ahead and pulled everything out of here so I can vacuum and clean up. As you can see, there's a bunch of trash and nonsense in here. So we got some parts we got to order, but first things first, we want to get the car running, make sure everything's good in the drivetrain before we worry about ordering interior pieces. As far as interior pieces go, what I have is this big pile here. So I got the driver and passenger seat, the back part of the rear seat, there's the airbox there, center console, missing the shift boot part, some trim pieces that I'm not quite sure where they went just yet, some more trim pieces, a glove box that probably needs to be reinstalled, and then I do have the rear quarter interior cards. So a lot of stuff to order, a lot of stuff I have. Luckily, parts for these cars aren't too terribly expensive. But like I said, it's missing some odds and ends. He probably had some wheels on it at some point in time, judging by the fancy lug nuts, and looks like extended lug studs. The passenger side rear tire looks like it's got some pretty good toe in. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it looks like it's towed in pretty well there, so we'll have to look into that. But I went ahead and ordered some headers because can't really start the car without headers on it. I did put a new battery in it last night, and we'll do that again today because I kind of have a plan to see if the car will turn over. Because after I put the new battery in last night, I noticed that this 140 amp fuse is blown. If that'll focus, tell that that's blown. So I have a plan. I have one of those on order, but I have a plan to bypass that momentarily to be able to see if it'll turn over and the rest of the stuff in the car will turn on. We're missing the mass airflow sensor, and I have no idea what these plugs went to over here on the passenger side of the engine bay. If anybody knows what these plugs went to, leave it in the comments down below, because otherwise I'm gonna have to do a bunch of searching online to figure out what the hell that was and where it went. Initial impressions though, it looks like everything's pretty good, in order. There's no water in the oil pan, as you can see. And so I think we're going to be all right on that end. I don't really have a big plan for the car just yet. Main goal is to just get it running and driving right now and clean it all up. We're gonna take some time today and get all the writing off the windshield and probably pull all these freaking stickers off because I don't want that shit on there. I mean, they're all over the place, these little freaking anime dudes, and you know, another Houston 86, and some more stickers down here that are all going to come off. And then it looks like he's got some track maps. I'm pretty sure I know what this track map is. I believe this is MSR Houston, which, for those of you that don't know, I used to work at a shop on that track. So looks like this guy drove that track a few times. So maybe I saw the car when I was down there. Don't know, can't say for sure. But looks like he was into carbon fiber, because the roof looks like it's got a carbon fiber wrap on it, and he's got carbon fiber wrapped mirrors and door handles, which this is all gonna come off because it's just junk now anyway. Doesn't really look like too much water got in the car, but then again, there's no carpet in it or anything like that. The water line was about here on the door sill. That's kind of speculation. I don't know if that's actually where the water got up to. But first things first, we're going to go ahead and get all this crap vacuumed up and thrown away and all that jazz. See if we save any hardware or anything we find, and go from there. And I'm sure you guys probably don't want to watch me clean all that up, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all that cleaned up, probably try and get some of these stickers off and all that, and then we'll check back in once I start hooking the good battery up and doing my thing up there to see if we can't get it to crank and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back to it. All right, so what for you guys is just a jump cut to not having any stickers on the car now. It actually took me like 2.5 hours to get all the stickers and the adhesive from the tape off and all that jazz, but cleaned up pretty nice. You can see all the sticker graffiti and shit everywhere. I left the track maps on just for now, because those will be easy to remove. But the rest of all the big stickers, you know, down here, and the one on the gas cap, and the ones on the windows, and all the writing on the windshield, and everything is all gone. So now we can get to the fun stuff, and I'll break you down on my plan here. Let me just get the hood open real quick. He took the hood prop too, so we'll use that for now. So my plan is, in the drift car, I have a 150 amp circuit breaker. And this 140 amp fuse is blown, and it goes to right here. So I'm going to unbolt this, bolt this side to one end of the 150 amp circuit breaker, and run another little jumper wire over to the battery terminal over here, and we should, in a sense, correct that fuse, at least until I get to the correct part, just to see what all happens and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done, and I'll show you guys the finished product before we turn the key on and everything. So hopefully, probably pull the injector relay, just so the car doesn't start, seeing as how it doesn't have headers or anything. But we at least want to see if it'll crank and see if the radio will turn on, and some of the other stuff inside the car. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll hopefully, fingers crossed, it works. Okay, so let me show you what I got going on here. I got the battery hooked up, and this was the blown fuse. So we disconnected that, connected one end to here, which is our 150 amp circuit breaker. And then we're just gonna close that down. So now that's on, and we'll go into the car and see what happens here. Okay, now we got a radio, got everything else. So let's hop down here. And we'll see if we can't set you guys back here somewhere. And we'll hold in the clutch, hold on the brake. We still got no starter. So, why don't we have a starter? Okay. Alright, I guess I ran out of space there, so I'm not sure what it caught, but gonna get the car started, and we're gonna check some fuses, probably plug in the OBD2 connector, and see what that has to say, and then we'll go from there. So go ahead and look at our fuse panel here. So assuming that's starter, oops, sorry, see what I'm looking at here. So that's starter relay. That's right there. Inhibitor. That looks good. Might have to start pulling some fuses here. 7.5 amp fuse. All at the top. Okay, so have to try and pull that fuse up, see if it's blown, and see what happens there. So go ahead and pull this guy out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's intact. So let's go ahead and plug our OBD2 connector in and see what happens. Okay, so we got our scan tool connected. We're going to go ahead and read our trouble codes. We got 4 emission related trouble codes, P102 and P113. Okay. So those are clear. Let's see what happens now, shall we? Oh. I don't know if maybe there's a sensor in the seat or something. Doesn't even sound like it's trying to start. Maybe the starter's not even connected, who knows? Alright, well, I thought that was going to fix it. Turns out it didn't. So, I wonder if there's some sort of immobilizer or something system in this car. Seeing as the battery's been dead and disconnected, I don't know if there's some sort of security system that's maybe keeping it from starting. I don't have any door handles, I gotta pull this thing. So let's Google some stuff right quick, see if there's some sort of immobilizer system in this vehicle. And we'll go from there, I guess. I'll check back in here in a minute. Alright, so currently I am trying to do something with the, I think it's the Immobilizer is my problem. So I read something online that said to jump pin 4 to pin 13 on the OBD2 port, turn the key on, leave it for 30 minutes, and then come back and see what happens. So that's what we're doing right now. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know what, but I can't find any fuses that are blown or anything like that. So we're gonna try this, see if it works, and yeah, if it doesn't work, then start searching forums and see what we can't find out. So I'm gonna go inside and grab a bite to eat right quick while this is sitting here on, and we'll come back, check it, see what happens. Best we can do. Alright, I tried that jumper thing between the OBD2 connector. That didn't work, obviously, because you didn't see the car running. So got a little bit more investigating to do. The starter's getting 12 volts, I know that. So maybe the exciter wires, something's not working and giving the exciter wire. It still could be the immobilization system. I can't say for sure just yet. I gotta do some more research and look into it. So for now, that's where we're at. Not quite sure exactly where to go just yet, so we'll do some research online and see what we can't find out, and hopefully we come up with something. The only code I checked into the codes that it was throwing in its intake air temperature and mass airflow, which I'm assuming that they're one and the same because I know it's missing the mass airflow sensor. So stay tuned for more videos to come with the new project car here. Hopefully we can get it going and not too much of a headache here. So like, comment, subscribe down below, and if you have any ideas, please leave them in a comment down below, because anything will help me out, that's for sure. And yeah, stay tuned for more, and we will see you in the next one.